Hi everybody, today's adventure is going to be stuffed cabbage rolls. These are a dish, I believe, from Poland. My grandmother was Ukrainian and she taught me how to make these. So I didn't plan on doing this on a work night, but I forgot I took my ground beef out and I have to use it. Beef is expensive, so here I am late after work and I'm steaming my head of cabbage now. So let's see how you put these together. First, I start off by boiling my head of cabbage. I just cut the bottom half of the core off. I tried to get as much out, but it could be kind of tough when it's raw. I don't have a lid that's domed, and I'm not going to pull out a bigger pot for this, so I'm just going to cover it with foil and let it steam. I have probably a little over 2 pounds of ground beef here. You can mix up pork and beef, pork, veal and beef, really anything you want to do. A lot of families have their traditions. I'm going to use a tablespoon of Knorr's beef bouillon. This is going to be my salt element, and I'm going to use some coarse black pepper, just a smidge. That's going to be my seasoning component right there. The Knorr's just gives it a little extra beefy flavor. Now to this meat mixture, I'm adding 1 large yellow onion and 1 tiny one. You could also add onion soup to this. This is what my grandmother always did. She would use a packet of onion soup with the onions, but I don't have any, so I'm using the Knorr's with the fresh onion. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato soup to this. Not too much. 2 eggs. This is a work night, so I'm using pre-cooked rice. I usually don't go this route, but it is a work night and time is not on my side. I added 2 packages of the already cooked rice. I didn't heat it, I just added the cold rice to it. I'm just breaking it down so it distributes evenly. I may add more tomato sauce. I have to see the consistency of everything. And we mix. Ended up adding the whole can of tomato soup. It just felt like it needed it. This is not something you could really taste at this point. Obviously, it's raw. I could fry it in a pan, but, you know, you can always salt and pepper the pigs well, piggies, that's what we used to call them. Pigs in the blanket is what we used to call them. But that means different things in different parts of the world. So, anyways, here we are, evenly mixed. This is not a very heavily seasoned dish by any means. It's more of a poverty food. Just peeled off the outer layers of the cabbage. It's cored. I put a little olive oil down, and I'm putting the cabbage down as a base, and now I'm going to start forming the rolls inside of this and layering them up. I like to take my knife and take out that tough core. You don't have to, it's optional, but I choose to do it. So now I'm going to put my filling inside of it and show you how it goes. Layer it. It's much like an egg roll. Tuck in the sides, roll it. Roll it. They don't have to be perfect. And then I'm placing them in my pot. And I'm going to keep assembling this and show you the final product when it's done. All I'm doing to take the leaves off this cabbage is following the outline of it, and just keep your knife on hand, keeping it trimmed. A lot of people are really good cabbage corers. Like I said, this is a work night. My patience is shot, but that does make an easy go of it. This is the whole point in steaming the cabbage. You want it pliable. It does get overcooked. There's no way around that, but that's how I take the leaves off. Like I said, there's no right or way to do this. You could even make it deconstructed and just put it all in a pot and make cabbage roll soup. See, I have a whole, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I have my one layer down. So we have a layer of cabbage leaves in the bottom. Then I have my first layer of pigs. I'm going to just pour some of the condensed tomato soup over it. And then I have tomato juice. I'm just going to pour that over it as well. And now I'm going to add another layer of the stuffed cabbage. So I've reached that point. I have a top layer on, but now I still have some meat mix left and I have some cabbage. It's not cooked all the way and it's going to get difficult. This isn't pretty, so I'm just going to make some little meatballs and cut up some cabbage. And then I'm going to put it on top of that and show you how I get this ready for the stove. I was going to do it in the oven, but time isn't on my side today, so we're going to do this on the stove top. Okay, so I finished with my top layer of cabbage, and I put some more Knorr's beef on there. I just felt like the cabbage was, it just needed some more. So I'm going to finish off this tomato soup here. Some people just use tomato soup and some water. I'm just using up the tomato soup, and I had tomato juice on hand, so I'm just going to pour this over it. You don't want to make a soup out of it. You just want to give it something to work with to steam the cabbage and cook everything through. So I'm going to put this on the stovetop and I will show you what it looks like when it's finished. So I was able to taste the meat mix in the cabbage. Cabbage isn't done yet. The top, we have overcooked and undercooked cabbage here. There's just no way to cook a whole head evenly prior to rolling. I added more Knorr's beef seasoning, and I felt it didn't have enough tomato element, so I just put a can of tomato sauce in there. Pack a little extra punch. So this is just going to continue to simmer. Finally done and served over mashed potatoes.